Hi, it is Linda Lang here from ThoughtChange.com. Last week I actually went and visited my hometown with my two sons. So we had a fantastic trip back home. We got to visit my brothers and sisters. And it's something we probably only do maybe once or twice a year if we're lucky, because it's a little bit of a long drive. But we had a really good visit. Something happened that I wanted to share with you. Actually, I have a couple of stories, but today I'm going to share with you an experience I had. I actually met up with an old school chum, someone I have not seen in probably 35 years, and we got to have lunch together. It was really nice to see her and see what's gone on in her life. She had a bit of a challenging life, two marriages that broke down, two adult kids, one from each marriage. She's a grandmother now, and she had some poor quality relationships after her marriages. Her career was kind of iffy. She just really kind of felt down in the dumps. And so it was really good for her to be able to connect with me and go back to that, youthful exuberance that we had when we were 14, 15, 16 years old. And I got to listen to her story. Listening is actually a healing skill in itself. She was able to tell me all about the things that had happened for her in her life and some predicaments that she was in currently and not knowing how to get out of it. But I listened to her and I gave her that space to share what she needed to share. And by the end of our visit, I only had a few moments left actually. We were in the parking lot of the local Tim Hortons, which is kind of the Canada's coffee shop, if you've not heard of it. And here we are out in the middle. I gave her a great big hug, and a big long hug, because I really felt that she needed it. I could really sense her anxiety and her concern over things in her life. And she just laughed at me and she said, people will talk if we hug this long. And I just laughed and I said, they're probably already talking about you and they're not going to remember me, so it doesn't matter. So we just had a good laugh. And then I asked her if she'd like to get rid of some of that emotion she's being carried with all of these experiences that life has shown to her. And she was just, in a really raw place. And she said, yeah, okay, let's do it. And so there in the middle of Tim Hortons parking lot, I had her tune in to one issue she was feeling tense about or anxiety about. And I just pulled that emotional baggage out of her energy system. And it didn't even last a minute or two. I mean, it was like so quick. And I could see a shift on her face, and she was like, she's not really understanding, right? Kind of like, and off she went. And I had a most amazing email from her probably 4 or 5 days after that. And she told me that she'd had to meet up with her ex to get the key from her rental car, and there was no emotional charge. It was just like, wasn't the ex with all the baggage, it was just him, and she was just picking up a key. And then she told me that she was in the midst of being sued for having co-signed a car loan for someone who reneged, and she said out of the blue this person just totally paid their car loan off, so there was no more legal concerns about that. And she is self-employed, and she had some meetings with potential clients, and she just said, wow, I think my luck is turning. And luck, not luck, maybe it's just a little shift that has to happen inside so that we can see a different potential for us, so that the vibration that we're putting out into the universe isn't one of hardship and trauma and anxiety and worry and what could have been, should have been might have been, should have done, shouldn't have done, who knows, whatever. And just to clear that out so there's a clear broadcast of the energy signal that is you underneath all that baggage. Anyways, I'm ecstatic that things have shifted for her and she now has a little bit more optimism and direction, and I wish her all the best and great things. So this is my story for today. Linda from ThoughtChange.com, and I will see you again sometime soon.